And we'll try an outro too, but who knows? Welcome to Time to Be Reasonable. My name is Frank, as the card said. And today we're once again talking about the Gold Party. Mike Lee and Evan McMullen aren't the only choices in the U.S. Senate race, though they are mustering the most media attention and will undoubtedly pull the most votes. Jimmy Hansen, a libertarian from Monument Valley in San Juan County, is vying for the spot now held by Lee, a Republican, as is Tommy Williams of Orem, running under the Independent American Party banner. McMullen is running as an independent but received the Utah Democratic endorsement. Hansen, who teaches science at Monument Valley High School, has long been into politics and always regarded himself as a libertarian. He said in an interview with the Standard Examiner, the 33-year-old got into the race in part because he's met the age requirement to run for the U.S. Senate, at least 30. Moreover, as a full-time job, the Senate post would provide the pay he'd need to survive, unlike a part-time post in the Utah legislature. On the issues, Hansen said advocating for pro-choice policies on the abortion issue ranks at the top of his list. The main thing for me is bodily autonomy, he said. Next for him is criminal justice reform with regard to policing and sentencing. We're putting too many people in prison, he said. Addressing the drought and water issues are the third most important topic. Agriculture uses an overwhelming majority of water in Utah, he said, and one change he'd advocate for is making farmers pay the market rate for the commodity without subsidies. If you have to pay, you'd see conservation, Hansen said. The United States too readily jumps into foreign conflicts, he thinks, and he'd vote against military action. That does not directly tie to the defense of our nation, he said on his website. He was drawn to the Libertarian Party, he said, in part because it touts limited government intervention. I don't advocate for no government, he said. I advocate for smart government. It's interesting that he would bring that up because I've never advocated for no government myself, and I think that there is a happy medium. I want less government, and I want policy that makes sense. There's a lot of it. I support vouchers, but I don't support getting rid of public school. I support pro-choice, but I don't support making people who don't agree with it pay for it. Unfortunately, the party that he's looking at and the party that I'm looking at is much different. According to the Daily Beast, the right-wing faction is waging civil war inside the Libertarian Party. As third-party candidate Joe Evans, U.S. Congressional, chances were always slim. Cheerfully identifying as bordering on anarchist, Evans was a frequent libertarian candidate for a reliably Republican seat in Idaho. Undeterred, Evans ran 3 campaigns before suddenly withdrawing his candidacy this summer. It wasn't Republicans that frustrated his efforts, he says. It was his own Libertarian Party. Across the country, aspiring libertarian activists and entire state-level libertarian parties are voluntarily quitting. On the same day in August, New Mexico's Libertarian Party filed to disaffiliate from the National Libertarian Party. The Libertarian Party of Virginia filed to dissolve. Fed up libertarians have formed splinter groups in Pennsylvania and New Hampshire and Evans State of Idaho. A contentious set of legal battles have drawn an iron curtain through the local Libertarian Party, leaving Evans and other longtime associates on the outs. Mrs. Caucus founder and chair Michael Heiss denied that a widespread rift had formed in the party. A handful of sore losers on their way out is not a schism, Heiss said in an email. It's a few haters in a few states in contravention of the respective memberships attempting to destroy the LP now that they no longer control it. But see, the thing is that's not entirely true. Because Heiss and other people within the Mrs. Caucus have basically made statements to the effect that the this isn't our party anymore. Members of the party, we support the party, but because we don't agree with the bullshit that they're laying down, we're not part of the party anymore. They've said it. The chair has actually blocked members of the party that don't agree with her stances. But we're members of the party and we have the right to be heard. Mrs. Caucus founder chair Mike denied the. Oh, hold on, that's the same thing. The Mrs. Caucus takes the opposite tack. So whereas, Whereas the LP has always provoked a little bit, they want to lean into provocation more. The caucus has come out in support of national divorce, the notion of breaking the U.S. into multiple smaller nations. The theory is controversial among libertarians, as are recent tweets from Mrs.-led state libertarian parties. The MC-led Libertarian Party of New Hampshire, for instance, has repeatedly called for repealing the Civil Rights Act. Repealing the Civil Rights Act. I want to make it clear that I don't support that at all. And tweeted $6 million minimum wage or you're anti-Semitic in reference to the Holocaust. A recent tweet by the National Party called for the immediate firing and prosecution of educators who teach queer theory or critical race theory. I don't even know what queer theory is. McVeigh had another reason for sitting it out. In past years, he usually brought his young daughter to conventions, but after watching a rowdy recent convention in Pennsylvania, complete with physical scuffle over a microphone, I was just like, I don't want to be around this, and I certainly don't want my 5-year-old getting caught in the middle of it. So you have one person who's trying to adhere to what the Libertarian Party was, and then you have a massive change. Now I want to talk about that because there's one thing that was mentioned in there, and that's that they were able to take control of the party, and almost like that's touted out like it's a really amazing thing. But I wanted to clear something up. In 19 maybe 90 Might have been 96, 97. Me, myself, and a candidate and a candidate were me and a candidate and several of the precinct captains went in with clipboards and paperwork looking important and were able to take the central committee. But that kind of thing is not impressive if you can't actually get people elected. Being able to take over a group of 2,000 people when it's a much larger group is not impressive. Being able to take over little state areas through, I mean, it's I guess it's good, it's organized, but the real proof is in the pudding when you can actually get people elected. But these people aren't gold, so I think maybe, you know, the party should be some kind, mix it with red, kind of a golden orange color or something. It'd be bronze, I don't know. Call them bronze libertarians or something, I don't know. But there's these different belief systems, and there's a lot of times where it's like, well, if you don't believe what we believe, then you can go. And it's like, no, if someone's paid their dues, and yes, I haven't yet because I'm still trying to decide what I want to do about that. But uh, if someone hasn't paid their dues and is trying to figure it all out, then I think that that person, those people, are still members of the party and should be seen as such. I don't believe in national divorce. I don't want my country broken into pieces. I believe I am patriotic. I don't think I'm a crazy person because I think that we shouldn't, that it was an insurrection uh, to try and to try and stop a voted for election with force. With force, something we're not supposed to even agree with, and yet a lot of the libertarians, and actually the other day I was on the Fee social media page on Facebook, and all I said nothing except that these are the numbers. And people want to argue with me about the numbers. It's like, well, no, we didn't. No one killed any cops or anything like that, or actually saying that it was perfectly okay to squish two policemen, and that was their fault because they wouldn't get out of the way. So they wouldn't get out of the way. It's okay to squeeze them. I mean, imagine getting smashed with a door and dying that way. I'm serious when I say that there is something very different about our party, and I definitely want to put out, you know, for Jimmy Hansen, who is a libertarian who who wants to support ideas like criminal justice reform, policing, and sentencing. I agree with that. But what's going on now, I don't agree with. And also, I'm tired of people conflating woke with trying to stop people from getting hurt. I mean, actually wanting to repeal the Civil Rights Amendment. Wanting to stop people from having the ability to have the same rights as everybody else. It's not acceptable. More and more, one of the things that I'm actually considering is I don't know if I agree. Like, when I see wrong, I don't consider the nap first, I'll be honest. But I don't lie about it. And I don't hide behind it. But speaking in which, I hope everybody's okay in the hurricane. I know that it's still going, and I hope that if you're in another part of the country, that you're safe. And, hopefully, you're okay, because I don't want to see anybody get hurt. I'm sure that FEMA is going to help or not help, depending. Probably a lot of red tape that won't be amazing. But sometimes this is when the country comes together. There's been a lot of times when this type of thing has happened, and I know that it was a Category 1, so it might not be considered as important according to like stars or people that don't really know what's going on. Sometimes it just ends up being what gets the most coverage. But I hope everybody's okay. I don't really know what else can be said about that. Hey, I know it's been a fairly short show tonight, and we're going to kind of run that way for a while. I got to figure out exactly how much, like when I'm using copy. Oh, I should give the copy people credit. One was from the Daily Beast, and the other is from. I have it. Hold on. The first article concerning Jimmy Hansen was in the. Did I not? Wow. I did not. So I got to get better at that too. But and one was Daily Beast, and the other was a local paper in Utah. Maybe we'll get Hansen on and be able to talk to him. We're still waiting on the Alabama folks to get back to us so that we can have them on and help them out. Maybe I don't know. We'll see what we get, and that looks pretty good. Hey, if you want to support the program, one thing you can do is go on to tpublic.com/stores/gaming-fixx, and there you will find shirts with that beautiful background behind me right there, and probably going to get the end credit picture as well eventually. So that's going to be really cool. Sorry the songs were all broken up. Kind of wanted to show them off. Here, let me see if I can get it running. I'm going to try it one more time. just because we have a little bit of time today.
Say what you're thinking, for God's sake. Think about what you say. So if I could find the words to say, but you never listen to any of these words I can't pronounce or understand. So say what you're thinking, for God's sake. Think about what you say. So if I could find the words to say, but you never listen to any of these words I can't pronounce or understand. I have to
Well, I'll put in a trouble ticket and we'll see how that goes. This is a shorter night. I don't have anything, and I don't like to just make things because I'm not like the government. I don't just, make busy work. I like to discuss the topics that need to be discussed and see how that goes. So here is the outro. See if it works. But you at least should get to see the graphic for a minute.
surrounds in the calm. Well, it stands in her feet. Lady Liberty is playing with the pretty razor in her hand. Surrounds in the calm.
Guess I hit that too hard. Anyway, that is our show for tonight, and I will find out what's going on with the videos. And take care, everybody, and try to be reasonable, even when this world isn't.